Sunday morning mass, back in its usual time.
Everybody.
However, what is not usual is my partner here. What do you?
Yeah. I started this the day we locked down. I said I wasn't going to shave until afterwards, so it's a little bit Rip Van Winkle / ZZ Top thing going on.
I was going to say, are you opening for ZZ Top?
We did open for Up again, though.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You did not have the beard at that time.
I did not have the beard.
And what's ironic about ZZ Top, Ron?
Is Frank Beard is the only one without a beard.
Where in this universe is that okay? Not here. The bearded one. Oh, Frank? No.
Yeah,
the beard guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Either of them, everybody except Frank Beard.
All right, we're so glad that you're here. Please be seated. This is Sunday morning mass for May the 3rd, 2020, and we're right on time, evidently.
Yeah.
Again, I asked, did you purposely position your studio next to that clock?
It's loud. Yeah, I like it that way. So we just need to be done before 9 a.m.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can you imagine if we ended at noon? It would just be ringing for like a long time.
Yeah. It will be noon on the East Coast.
Yeah. Hey, Rick Clemenson, numero uno in the chat again.
How does he do it?
I don't know. He's so fast.
He is fast.
Then we have OK Larry. That's a new one to me. I'm not familiar with that one. Sasha Dent. It's her birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Sasha.
Yes, let's wish Sasha Dent, newly married, newlywed, and her husband, Jason. But today is her special day. Happy birthday to you, Sasha. There's something coming in your mail very soon.
Yes, something very exciting.
I hope you'll like it.
Let's see who else. Anon is here. Melanie Dodson is here.
Oh,
Matt McGrew.
I just spoke with Melanie Dodson last night.
Oh,
she's my wife's best friend.
Oh, okay.
And
well, she's been here the last few weeks. So
I know.
That's,
I know. I asked her about that. She goes, "Well, I just enjoy your show."
Well, there's no accounting for taste.
Obviously, look at our numbers. I asked Melanie if she was embarrassed at all by the after-hours show that we did.
Yeah.
Primarily the porn title section.
Right.
Let's just say, Ronnie, that she, before she retired, she was a parole officer. So she explained to me she's seen it all.
Yeah. So this was nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't
this was nothing.
Her.
I know. I've seen things working in a jail that I can't unsee.
Our show today,
so,
right here.
Oh, dang.
On the back of this envelope.
That's,
first of all, I should tell you, you know that I'm in the market for buying a used car right now.
Right.
And we had our eyes on a, what is it? Not a Lexus. Infinity, right. And we went over, my daughter and I, because these people are friends of hers, we went over to see them and see the car. And needless to say, when I got there, I was not really impressed with it. Yeah, for sure. They hadn't even washed it. Could barely see out the windshield.
Oh, my God.
When we got there, the hood was up, and they were replacing the battery.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
I will tell you this, though. There is an Infinity in my driveway right now.
Oh, really?
But I still have my cash in my hand.
Okay.
We're just going to try it out for the weekend, maybe for a day or two, and see, because it's not that it's a bad car. It's probably a good car. In fact, it has a completely rebuilt engine in it, which has only about 7,000 miles on it. But there's some body damage. My son-in-law, I really should thank my son-in-law, because he washed it last night, because it was.
Oh, really?
It was so filthy. Yeah.
Well, Matt McGrew says go see Cal and his dog Spot.
Isn't he the original Tiger King?
He kind of is, isn't he?
Yeah. I heard a story. About Cal Worthington, and I think most of our viewers probably have some idea of who that is because he had dealerships everywhere. But what he would do is he lived in Los Angeles, I believe, and for the Sacramento markets, he would fly up here in his own plane, land at the airport where he had like a 25-year-old Crown Victoria that just sat in the hangar. He'd jump into that car, he'd drive to the radio station, he'd record his radio spots, hop in his car, drive back, and fly back that quickly.
Wow, he was a freaking rock star.
He just kept a car here, nothing fancy, no limo or anything.
He was like Axl Rose of the car dealers. Man.
Go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Cal. Yeah. All right, Ronnie, tell you what, let's just jump right into it and get to our mailbag this morning.
Yes, bring it on.
Let me, real quick, let me go to the live chat. Let's see. Sasha says, thanks for the birthday wishes. Parts are expensive. Yeah, for an Infiniti, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
I will tell you that this thing has a V6. Yeah, it's a V6 in it. And I'm used to driving a 4-cylinder, and I hit the passing gear yesterday. Holy cow.
Pretty peppy.
Holy cow, that thing took off.
Yeah, Vicky's Accord has a V6, which is, okay, so this is what's crazy. I have a 69 Camaro Super Sport sitting in my garage, and it's a 300-horse 350, okay? Vicky's little V6 Accord has 268 horsepower out of a V6, so almost the same, just, 232 horsepower down from my big beefy 60s muscle car.
Yeah.
They have come a long way with horsepower.
No doubt. I'm just fooling with my YouTube right now to see if I can get. No, I guess not. It's not coming up there.
Oh.
Okay, I'll do it on my phone.
And Melody Dotson, she says she remembers Cal Worthington, so she's probably about our age also then.
Yeah, she is. Exactly our age. Okay, so let's get into the mailbag this morning. Ronnie.
Yeah, I do know Ronnie.
You're not going to be getting any emails from our viewers for the next couple of days. Here's why.
Oh.
We had a small problem with our website.
Did we get hacked by the Russians?
No.
No. Oh, that would have been exciting.
But somebody voted for you.
Well.
No, we had to switch servers with our website. My guy in New York switched us over because we were getting no statistics. And it looked like for the last 4 months, we didn't even have one hit to our website, which is crazy because we go there all the time. People do. So I'll get that straightened out. But for the record, you can send your emails to lou@menaresosmart.com
or Ronnie@menaresosmart.com. RONNIE.
Dear Lou and Ronnie, love your show. My boyfriend has the worst hygiene. His feet smell. His breath isn't always fresh. There are times, get ready, Ronnie, I know it's early.
Oh, no.
I imagine the dents are probably eating breakfast, too. There are times when I notice dried snot in his nose. Boy, she picks up on all the little nuances, doesn't she?
Man, picky.
Oh, and his lips are always chapped. He sounds like a keeper to me, doesn't he?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't see how you can go wrong with that.
I love him a lot and have addressed a few of these issues with him, but sometimes I say nothing so as not to hurt his feelings. Sometimes it turns me off so much I don't want to kiss or make whoopee with him.
Oh, well.
Signed Minneapolis.
Well, I mean, I wonder, they don't mention their ages as well, right?
No, not in the email.
Because, there's a time when young men really don't give it really all that much thought.
You mean hygiene?
Yeah, hygiene, personal hygiene, and, manscaping, trimming the eyebrows and what have you, the ear hair and the nose hair. And I think it does start to come with, when you get more interested in women, do you start really taking more notice of your own personal funk or lack thereof?
I'm growing my ear hair for locks of love, so I got that going for me. I got one which is nice. I got one that I use as a kind of a comb over.
Comb over,
over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hair in the ear.
I have to go through and I have to trim, hair when you get older. I can't remember who the comedian was. It may have been Bill Cosby, but he said hair sees light. And it's just like, okay, this is a shortcut. I'm taking it. So out the ear it comes, out the nose it comes.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take the path of least resistance.
I can't help but tell you that as we're doing the show from one another's studio, I have the TV on out here, and it's on Jersey Shore.
You know what? I have seen that one time, maybe a part of one by accident. I am not a fan. Is that the one with Snooki in it?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mike the Situation. He's sitting in prison right now, by the way.
Oh, is he? I thought he was out.
No, he had. I don't know. I think he's got 8 months to do or something like that. He's got a short little sentence for tax evasion or tax fraud.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so back to the letter.
Yeah, back to the letter, yes.
Dear Minneapolis, here's how I feel. Love him or not, you're not going to be able to change him. He's the only one that can make those changes. And you can remind him every single day, but it's not going to make a difference until he decides. It's kind of like quitting smoking. You can tell somebody to quit smoking or that they should, but the point is that they're not going to do it until they're ready. And I'm going to say that both men and women, but honestly, and we've got to be honest, women more so than men, think that when they find somebody, they can change them. And I'm here to tell you that's just not the case. It isn't going to happen. And that's the source of so many problems for relationships. And you think you can, and you do it for a year, and then you're vested. And then you realize you can't change that person. I got to tell you, Minneapolis, I think it's time to pull the plug on that one. Or pull the plug and plug it back in.
Reset. Hit Control-Alt-Delete.
Yeah.
Well, I think Melanie Dodson pretty much nailed it on the head here. She says, poor hygiene, yuck. You are currently seeing the best of him while you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Exactly, Mel.
Yeah. So she kind of did nail it in the head because when, after you're all married and settled in,
mm-hmm.
that's when it all kind of starts to maybe go to hell a little bit. When you are dating, that's when you should be getting the person's best. So
one would think.
So if that's his best, that might not be salvageable.
Well, she doesn't say that they're engaged. She doesn't say that they're married. She infers that they're in a relationship, which, is, again, it doesn't matter how long it's been going on. You should have seen the best by now, but you're not. So Move on is my vote. Ronnie?
Cut bait.
Time for Mantasy draft this morning.
Let me get my list.
Oh, you know what I didn't do was get in your head. We were too busy trying to get on Zoom. I'll never get that straight. I almost had it right again, Ronnie, but I didn't get it right. Oh, by the way, I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, in case you were wondering.
Watching the time slip away.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
I think we may have a new viewer today, too.
Okay.
Buddy of mine just texted me. Let me see here. Here's my notes. Okay. Oh, I got a list today you wouldn't believe.
Well, go for it, Ronnie, while I'm checking my YouTube.
Oh, no. This is my Mantasy draft.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
I got the best Mantasy draft today. I've been thinking about it. There's not a lot of really good choices in this in this particular Mantasy draft. So
right.
I have about 1, 2, 3. I have 7, but probably 3 of them. One of them is rock solid. That is the best.
Here's what I want you to know about this Mantasy draft thing behind the scenes. Ronnie and I have been doing this show for over 3 years now, and we know each other pretty much inside and out and how one another thinks. Now, we each bring different things to our show. And one of the things that I do is I kind of construct an outline with all of the features that we do. Boy, that smoke is really blowing in there, isn't it? I'm sorry. And so what Ronnie has learned from me, I guess, is preparation.
Yes.
You don't want to be underprepared to do a show ever.
No.
So
I was kind of a seat of my pants kind of guy.
Right. And so now what happens is we pick the category. Usually I do, but I always take suggestions from Ronnie if he has one. And then we go about on our own merry way researching the answers to whatever the category might be.
Right.
Lately, it seems that Ronnie and I, when we do the research, go to the same website and we have the same answers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So-
I can tell you this morning, it's going to be important, at least to me, it's going to be important to get the number 1 pick.
Oh,
So
okay.
If I win Rochambeau, I'm not deferring because I think number 1 is going to be the consensus number 1. So we'll see. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just a favorite of mine, but whatever.
Otis says, Lou, lay down and roll over a few times. You're smoking.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Otis, I'm on fire. I am on fire. All right. Let's see. Randy, Napa Randy Brazil says, you've got a little gravy in your beard, Ron.
I'm saving that for later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw the beard in the microwave, warm it up, and then wring it out over my biscuits.
Wow. The way your mind works.
Or doesn't.
That's why you're such a good liar. All right, so our Mantasy draft today. Get ready, viewers. Here it comes. Our Mantasy draft topic for today is songs that start with the letter M.
Yeah,
Songs that start with the letter M.
Let's see some in the chat. In case, I don't think I missed any good songs that start with the letter M, but hey, if you got one, throw it in the chat. We may use it.
I'm not locked into winning Rochambeau this morning. I got a solid list, so I know I can counteract whatever you're going to do. Now, remember, you're going to vote for us. You're going to vote for one of us as to who drafts the best team. And I always caution people, base your decision on all 3, not just one.
Right.
Now, sometimes Ronnie will say, I'll pick this one and that'll win it for me. Okay, sure. But you know what? It's kind of like building a meal. You want to have your steak, you want to have your potatoes, you want to have your vegetable. Okay?
Yeah.
So all 3 is what we want you to consider. And if you're new to our program, and Ronnie is telling me that we have some new viewers today, we do what's called a snake draft, and it's really simple. We do Rochambeau to decide who goes first, and then that person gets the first pick. But the other person gets 2 picks because they get the second pick in the first round and the first pick in the second round. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. Now, remember, we want you to vote as soon as we're through here to determine who will be the winner of this week's Men Are So Smart Sunday Morning Mass Mantasy draft. Okay, Ronnie.
Okay.
I know where I'm going.
I know where I'm going.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Ready? Oh. Damn. Yep.
Okay.
You got me. All right.
All right. Whoop, my phone went out. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go with my first pick in the first round is going to be Moondance.
Okay. You know what? That didn't even make my list. It shows you how differently. That's a good song. That's a really
Awesome
nice
song. Van Morrison.
It's a nice Yeah, nice mellow song.
It's a wonderful night for a moon dance. With
and as
the
good as that
stars up
is,
above in your eyes.
I can go straight to my pick because I got it.
Go.
This is, yeah. And you said we're building a meal here,
mm-hmm.
and it's steak and your entree and then your side dish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with steak, then ribs, and then another meat product, a hamburger. So I'm going with 3 winners right up front. Numero uno, Maggie May, Rod Stewart.
Made my list.
Yeah, that's the top of my list.
All
Love that song.
So I have Moondance. Ronnie has Maggie May as his first pick in the first round. And now for his first pick in the second round, Ronnie?
I think I'm going to go with My Sweet Lord, George Harrison.
Saw that one. Okay. Yep. I can remember vividly when that song came out. Was it about 1971? 72,
probably
I think?
Around there. Yeah, I think it was probably, that was one of his first solo efforts, I'm pretty sure.
All right. So I picked Moondance. Ronnie picked Maggie May and My Sweet Lord. Now it's back to me. I'll have the second pick in the second round and the first pick in the third. Right. So I have 2 picks coming. I'm going to go with My Girl by the Temptations.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I'm going to go with Michelle from the Beatles.
Ooh, that's nice.
Okay,
that's
so there.
Really nice.
Get ready to vote, folks. But Ronnie has one more pick.
I have my pick. And this one, this is going back a little bit. And so I'm worried maybe our audience might not remember this one, but it's a total brainworm song. It's one of those songs when you hear it, it gets stuck in there. Mellow Yellow by Donovan.
Never crossed my mind.
Oh, I listened to it this morning, and it is stuck in my head like a railroad spike.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
Rightly. Yes.
Okay, so here are our teams. Lou Gallagher has Moondance, My Girl, and Michelle from the Beatles. Ronnie?
Yep. I've got Maggie May, My Sweet Lord, and Call Me Mellow Yellow.
Okay, let's see. Anon said My Way. You know, a lot of people did that song, not just Frank Sinatra. Elvis did that song as well.
Yeah.
Rapala67 says, Ronnie, got you with Mellow Yellow, Lou. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of them songs.
Anon says Lou wins.
Ebby says you win.
Okay, that's 2 wins for Lou.
Hurly Gurly, man. Oh, Davio, he knows another Donovan song. That's a crazy.
Ronnie, Phil and Donna are watching from Scotland again today.
Oh, nice.
You know, you hear us say that this show is seen around the world. We don't make this stuff up. You can see it right there. So a good day and a good morning or good afternoon to them there in Scotland. Sasha says Lou wins. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1, Ronnie. Randy says Michelle is the clincher. That's what I thought too, Randy. Although Mellow Yellow is almost as good.
Yeah.
Sakar, good morning to you, buddy. Thank you for watching today.
Oh, there's Phil and Donna checking in.
Your wife voted for me. She says Moondance wins it all.
Rick Clemenson says they're both good lists, but I edged you out just a tiny bit.
Davio says 10cc Not in Love. Wait a minute. That's
yeah.
It's I'm Not in Love.
Otis says I won.
I think he just feels bad for you, really. Otis never picks me.
Thanks for the courtesy vote.
All right.
The sympathy. It's more of a sympathy vote, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we know that Lou has won with his choices today.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, it is. I feel really good about it. I was playing that game with somebody the other day who had never heard of it before. And I started spieling out some answers, and he goes, Well, you're pretty good at this. I go, I do it every week. Okay. It comes very easy.
Well, and let me tell you this, that I almost substituted My Sharona for My Sweet Lord.
That made my list. You might have had a better pick there with My Sharona.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of one of them. My Sharona. Kind of a group song, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you. I think Mellow Yellow was huge. And there's another one he does too. Donovan. You know, Donovan was really closely tied with the Beatles. He was in some of their studio songs and vice versa. They were in some of his. In fact, Paul McCartney was in on Mellow Yellow. Huh. But he had another song that I'm like, I'm not familiar with this song as I was researching Donovan this morning. And it's like, oh, I know this song. I just didn't know it was called that. It's Superman something or other. Maybe I can get some help from the studio audience.
It is Superman.
God damn it, what was it called?
Well, it'll come to you later.
Yeah, it'll come to me.
All right, moving right along, Ronnie. Thank you for playing, everybody. Thank you for your votes. We appreciate it. Our next topic this morning is a list that I found. And as you're well aware, this is a show that's kind of based for men, but women seem to enjoy it. And we appreciate that. So in this topic, though it is life tips to become a better man, we want to hear from you, especially ladies. Not that the men can't weigh in, but we're going to share some of these life tips, and you can comment as we go along, and as will Ronnie and I would assume. All right, so tips to become a better man. Number one, and I don't know how this made it to number one, but it says, drink your coffee black. No.
Yeah, I don't even drink coffee.
Ronnie doesn't drink coffee, so I'll take that one there. No, coffee should be had with just a splash of cream or milk. I usually use milk. And only enough to just kind of change the color. That's it. No sugar, no salt. People put salt in coffee. Really? Okay,
it's
so
bitter enough, isn't it?
Tips, life tips for men, drink your coffee black. Number 2, never go back to an old love.
Yeah, I never did that. You know what? If it didn't work one time, it's probably not going to work the next time either.
And if a lot of time has transpired, no. It's not a good idea. It didn't work the first time. It's not going to work. Next up on our list of life tips for men, remember names.
Jim, I'm going to do that. I think that's important.
Lou.
I'm sorry, Lon.
No. Lou. L-O something. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. L-O-U.
Oh. Okay.
Lou.
I'm going to remember that.
I think.
And you know what? I'm terrible with names.
Me too.
At least initially, meeting people, they can tell me their name, and within 2 seconds, it's gone. Yeah. I forget them that quickly. I've been making.
My mind does it to me on purpose.
Yeah.
They may tell you the name, Lou, but you're not going to remember, and I'm going to make sure right now. Here, think about baseball. Look at this shiny object.
I've heard that you have to say that name 28 times to get it stuck in your head before you remember it. And there are other people. I saw a guy on TV who went through the studio audience, and he met like 100 different people. He went down and shook their hands, and then he went through and named them all in order. And he does it by associating them with something like, okay, this guy looks like Billy Joel, so I'm remembering a piano. And that seems like way too much work to remember one person's name.
I agree.
It's just better. Whoa, bro, what's up? Or dude.
Well, see, the flaw,
sport.
The fly in that ointment is that if you can't remember the name, you're probably not going to remember the thing that makes you think of the name either.
The piano, yeah.
It's some kind of instrument. Hey, nice to meet you, saxophone.
Yeah, I really do. I struggle with names, and in fact, my wife knows that I do. And we meet somebody, and in my profession, we go mainly by last names.
Yeah.
So it's red on our shirt,
Right.
So we
Right.
we go by last names, and I may or may not be able to remember somebody's first name. And when we're out and about, and I meet somebody in a different setting, and what I usually do, oh hey, how's it going? This is my wife Vicky, and then Vicky will go, hi, and she'll put her hand out, hi, I'm Vicky, and then they'll say their first name.
Right.
Hi,
That's a good tactic.
I'm Lou,
Yeah,
or something like,
right.
yes, Lou, that's it.
My wife does that. Honey, you remember Sasha?
Yes, good call. Good call on her part.
Of course I do. Of course, honey. Well, do you have a pet name for your wife? I think we talked about this once.
Just Vic. I just call her Vic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or when she calls me on the phone, and it's kind of funny to everybody but her.
Mm-hmm.
I do the Newman thing. I go,
hello,
Vicky. Everybody else gets a kick out of it. She's not so much.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
All right. Next up on our list of life tips for men: buy good underwear.
So not at Kmart or 99-cent store.
Well, I don't know if it has as much to do with the price as it does with the brand. It's kind of like our T-shirts and our hoodies that we sell. We could sell really cheap ones, and have them rolling off the shelves at $9.
Right.
Instead, we spend the money on a really good quality T-shirt or sweatshirt, like Gildan is what we use. So if you're using Hanes or Fruit of the Loom, I think that's good enough underwear.
Yeah.
What you pay for it, that doesn't matter. That can change every store you go to, really. So buy good underwear, and don't wear holey underwear. That thing your mom told you about,
being in a car accident.
Right. Remember that. Remember that.
I remember first time I went to Hawaii, they have the ABC stores there.
Love those stores. Macadamia nuts.
Yes. Well, they had 3 T-shirts for $5. Like, I'm going to get 6 T-shirts. They barely made it home before they started falling apart.
Yeah.
They shrunk at different rates. So the left side would be 4 inches shorter than the right side. And what you bought as a large turned into a medium.
Right. Right.
They shrunk up so much, and it's such a weird rate.
Yeah.
Total junk. Absolute junk.
But
the ABC store rocks.
For sure. All right. Next up on our list of tips for men, life tips: don't burn bridges.
I have been pretty good about doing that. About not doing that, I should say.
Well,
that is one of those things that can come back to bite you. Especially now, I think people are realizing that networking is super important. So, hey, I need a fence built. You know what? My buddy builds fences. Oh, but I kind of probably, last time I saw him, I said something that was probably not so great. And so we may not be on the best of terms. I don't have that with anybody.
I try to be a good friend, and I try to be involved and care about other people. But you know me, Ronnie, I have this policy, which actually is a topic that's coming up in a couple of seconds here.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to treat you with as much respect as you treat me with, but don't screw me over. If you see that whatever could happen with you might screw me over, don't do that. And you'll have my friendship eternally for whatever that's worth. But when you screw me over, that's it. I cut ties. It's not like I'm burning bridges. The bridge is already on fire.
You just blew it up.
Exactly.
Yeah, you blew it up. There's no rebuilding it.
And Ronnie, you know me. You've seen me do this with several people.
Yeah. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I know I had somebody in the sheriff's department that I worked with tried to burn me pretty badly. And it, you know, my reputation in the sheriff's department was pretty much beyond reproach. And so it didn't bother me that much. But now we're both retired, and I see him at some of these retiree luncheons that I go to.
Yeah.
I try not to sit at the same table with him. However, if I get stuck with him, I can be civil about it. You know what? It's water under the bridge. It's past history. But yeah, I remember it.
Next up on our list, 2 I'm going to combine, Ronnie. 1 is always have your wallet. And number 2 is pay with cash. That's what men do. These are men's life hacks.
Yeah, I don't pay with cash very much. I get money back on my credit card, so I pay everything with my credit card and then just pay my credit card off at the end of the month. I can't even remember the last thing I bought with cash, really.
Well, I had $5,000 in my hand, $100 bills yesterday.
Damn.
And I was ready to buy that car, but I did not and could not pull the trigger. Now, again, it is in my driveway. And
right.
We have an agreement with these people because they're very close with my daughter.
Right.
So we're gonna give it a run. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I like to pay for things with cash. If it were someone else that I did not know, especially through my daughter, it would probably be a cashier's check.
Right.
But I'm saying that, you know, I'm going to pay cash for many things. I'd rather do that than and have a debt, you know.
Well, and that probably is about the last thing that I actually paid for in cash is when we bought Vicky's car. We bought it used down in San Francisco. And actually, and even then, I gave her the option of cash or a cashier's check.
Mm-hmm.
And she followed us to Wells Fargo, and she preferred a cashier's check. Like, well, it's all the same to me. It doesn't matter.
Not sure why, but okay.
Yeah, I would have just taken the cash, but yeah, you're in San Francisco. You could get rolled by a freaking crackhead on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, a couple more, Ronnie, because we got to move on. Don't be the drunk guy. I've been that guy before. I haven't done that for a very long time. It must have been 7 or 8 years ago when I was hosting an awards show for the All-American Speedway.
Yeah.
You know, you work with these drivers all year long. You're checking on sponsors. You're talking to them, doing interviews, all this kind of stuff. And at the end of the year at the banquet, they all want to buy you a drink.
Yeah.
And I'm not one usually to turn one down. So let's just say that was not a good night. And that was like 7 or 8 years ago. And since then, I have not ever been that drunk guy, ever.
You know, we used to have these Christmas parties when I worked at the Honda dealership. And we had one woman there who was guaranteed, because everyone bought her drinks. Actually, the drinks were free at this Christmas party. And people would just keep putting drinks in front of her, and she would drink them.
Yeah.
But they did it because she would dance on the table before the night was over. And she danced a little bit like Elaine from Seinfeld.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So that was a big hit at the Christmas parties.
All right, I'll tell you what, we'll wrap it up there. These are life hacks for men, and maybe we'll revisit this on another episode down the road. I haven't had a chance. Are you looking at live chat right now?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
So people are wishing Sasha happy birthday.
Good. Good.
And then Matt McGrew says he does cash also. He's a cash dude. And then Otis is saying I blew his cover. Let's see. Sasha is saying
Dave
Hedblom.
Dave Hedblom says it's Sasha's birthday. Happy 25th.
I thought she was taking her first drink of legal alcohol today. I thought she just turned 21. She looks 21.
Yes.
So she fooled me.
All right. Next up on our list of things, we're going to go to a topic that I like to call what makes you quirky. And this one is pretty weird on my end, Ronnie. Am I in your top 5 of quirkiest people in your life?
I think you're either 5A or 5B.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What makes me quirky? I cannot stand stickers. Not the type from a rose bush. I'm talking
Right.
about, of stickers of any kind, from kids stickers to "Hello, my name is" stickers. I cannot have them touching me, or especially my skin. Please don't put a sticker on my hand. Quirky? I think so.
It's so funny because I have a friend who was putting shocks on his Tacoma yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And he called me up and he was getting some advice. And I asked him what brand shocks he bought. And he bought Monroe shocks, they're good shocks.
Yeah, they are.
But he said the first thing he did is he peeled the stickers off of them before he put them on.
Yeah, maybe that's the same thing.
I think he's got it bad too. You know what? I won't put bumper stickers on my car.
No.
I do have one sticker on my back window of my truck. I think you may have seen it.
Labs.
Yeah, the lab sticker.
Mm.
And that's just for amusement. It's very small. It's probably 2 inches by 2 inches.
I don't peel the labels off of beer bottles. That's not a sticker. That's a label.
Yeah, that's different, I think. Yeah.
My grandson will come out here and go, "Grandpa, look, I got stickers." I'm like, whoa, stop right there.
Get those away from me.
You're not getting any closer to me than that right there.
Nobody need no stickers around here.
No. All right, so there you go. There's Quirky for you. I wanted to mention that Heidi was able to get her sweatshirt, I think it was on Wednesday of this week.
Oh, perfect.
Her hoodie.
Yes.
And I'm looking for it right. Oh, I got the wrong mouse. That's the problem. Okay. I'm looking for it right now. Here's Heidi's hoodie. That's what it looks like. This one here is actually a hoodie, but they're also available on a limited basis with zip up. And I've seen the zip up ones. They're really great. If that's not enough, let's see. Where's Donna?
I love the look of that hoodie.
Here we go. There's Donna. That is a gray shirt with the pink logo. They come in sizes small, medium, large, 2X, and 3X. The cost is $39.99. The quality is really very good, as you'll see. And our thanks go out to Dustin and Erica.
Yeah.
They handle all of the T-shirts and merchandising. And if you have an idea for something that you'd like, in fact, I think we might do a couple of demo, travel cups.
Okay.
I use this damn coffee cup and have for about 5 years now.
Yep.
And it's a magic cup. It keeps hot things hot and cold things cold. So
how do it know?
I don't know.
How do it know?
How do it do it? How do it do it? I don't know. All right, so there you go. And let's turn that one off. And then Heidi's hoodie. There we go. Okay, Ronnie. So get your sweatshirts, your hoodies today. In the description below our show here, you'll see that there is a link for PayPal for Dustin Erica. And you can buy them directly there. In the notes, you'll want to put down your name and address, your mailing address. No P.O. boxes, please. And what color, what logo, and what size. And we also have T-shirts, Ronnie.
Didn't he also have bandanas?
Yeah. I never really pulled the trigger on that one.
Okay. Because right now you can make a bandana into a very handy mask, a COVID-19 mask.
For sure. All right. Well, I'll say we have bandanas, and they're $9.99.
Yep.
Just like that. We have bandanas.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Next up, it's like that, and that's just how it is, Ronnie. This is a subject that's kind of near and dear to my heart, having been in the media for quite some time now. The media continues to fan the flames of any news story they feel has what we call legs, i.e., the coronavirus.
Clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to understand how this works is really easy. Number one, America loves drama. And to cite the perfect example, and this is going back a few years, but you'll remember when I say this, the O.J. Simpson slow speed chase.
God.
America loves drama and sensationalism. Now, here's the thing. News stations, any station for that matter, is charged with the responsibility of getting ratings. Where the gray area comes in is they do it in such a way, as Ronnie says, where they have clickbait. You'll notice those promos. Coming up next, straight ahead, we've got Sasquatch driving a car with an alligator. Don't miss that next on the news. They've got to get ratings. The reason they got to get ratings is because that's how they get advertisers. It's a very simple process. So, we have a TV station here in town whose slogan for many years has been "Where the news comes first." Mm-hmm. That is solid. But see, it's not about the news. It's about getting advertisers. So don't fall for all of the fanning of the flames. Try to be a free thinker and see through that crap. You probably already have a place where you go directly for your news and information.
So, and let me just, and I'll kind of add on a little bit
here.
Sure, please. So I saw something yesterday that is pretty unusual. So Sacramento is over 1 million people.
Right. Oh, I know what you're
Sacramento.
going. I saw this article too.
Yep. And there are fewer cases. Sacramento, for large metropolitan, which is 100,000, actually 1 million people or more.
Right, 1 million.
Large metropolitan cities. Sacramento has the fewest cases per 100,000 citizens than any other state in the United States. Any other metropolitan area in the United States.
City.
And it was at 52 per 100,000 residents. The 5 states with the biggest, with the most infections were New York, New Orleans, Boston, and Providence. So Providence, Rhode Island. I don't know what any of those really have to do, except that they're all, New Orleans. I was going to say they're all on the East Coast, but New Orleans is not really.
No.
But then Portland and Tampa Bay also had lower incidence, more like Sacramento does. And I think ours was 52, and I think they were at about 70 something per 100,000. Mm-hmm. So even with the lowest incidence of infection in the United States, the news is bombarded. You could turn on any news station right now, and you couldn't make it 30 seconds without hearing Corona or COVID. That's just the way it is.
Why? That's what I want you as our viewers to think. Why do you think they do that? Do you think it's so you can get the information to be healthy? Hell no. It has nothing to do with it. They know that people are into this drama.
Yep.
And I'm not going to call it all drama. I mean, it's real life and it's happening. But that's how they hook you.
It induces a panic in some people to where they go out and buy 20 cases of toilet paper.
Right.
Now they're talking about possibly a meat shortage.
Right.
And so you know what you won't be able to find in grocery stores?
Meat?
You won't be able to find meat. So, and it's just panic. It's pure panic driven. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be meat. Trust me. There will always be meat. When somebody raises cows and then slaughters cows, they're not going to stop selling their meat. The meat will always be available. It's the most absurd thing that, I mean, God dang, you can go right to the internet and go to Omaha Steaks, and you can always order meat. There's never, ever going to be a shortage of meat in the United States.
Said Corvette Ronnie.
Thank you. You can mark my words.
You've been quoted now.
Yes.
All right. You know what? Let's. I was going to save this, but let's talk about this too. This we're doing. It's like that, and that's just the way it is. Shaking hands is never going to be the same, Ronnie.
Yeah.
For my entire career, it's been in media. It's been contracts and shaking hands on the deal. And these people that I met yesterday, who we may or may not buy the car from, we were meeting them for the first time, or at least I was meeting them for the very first time, and it was like, put your hand out, and then you go, oh wait, no,
Yeah.
That's a shame. I mean, the world has been based on shaking hands and making agreements.
Yeah. It's going to, and I anticipate that it may make a comeback at some point, but it'll be slow. Because again, this whole virus thing, while it is very deadly, it's not that much more, it's not killing that many more people than any other particular disease.
Fanning the flames.
Yeah, it is. It's just, again, causing people to panic, and people are having knee-jerk reactions and going and hoarding. So
next up is Okay Boomer. Okay Boomer. When I was a kid, that's how we start this segment. When I was a kid, you had to know how to keep score when you're bowling.
Yes.
With a yellow pencil and like an overhead machine. And you would mark down the balls and strikes. You'd mark down the first shot and the second shot.
Yep.
And then you'd have, if it was a spare, you had to add 10 to the next ball. All these rules. My dad bowled in a league every Friday night for as many years as I can remember. And as soon as I was old enough, I would keep score for his team. In doing so, learned some great math skills. I know it's just addition, but it's on the fly and there's pressure on you to make sure that it was correct. Not to mention the fact, the smell of the beer, the cigarettes, the cigars, and the waitresses. When I was a kid, you had to learn to keep your own score. You didn't have some computer doing it for you.
Yeah. Vicki and I went bowling with another couple a few months ago, and you just roll the ball and then you sit down and your score shows up there.
Yeah.
It's just done.
Yep.
Yeah. There's no math involved.
Okay, Boomer. All right, next up, Please Just Go Away, and then we're going to wrap up with which one of us is lying. Please Just Go Away, Royal Kids. Ronnie, you know that I do a lot of searching of the media, and when you go to MSN and you go to the lifestyle column, they might have 9 stories right there, and 6 of them are about the Royal Kids. Who the F cares about how much Prince Louis looks like Charles?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's not even in this country.
Right.
They're not United States royals. They're UK royals, which has zero effect on my life.
Drama. Americans love drama.
Zero effect on my life.
Fight it, people.
Yeah, I don't get it. But you know what? Some people are into it. Some people were into the weddings. I remember when, in fact, it was Goldberg. No. Might have been that show, The Middle. The mom really wanted to watch the Princess Diana wedding, but it was going on like at 3:00 in the morning in the States here. Yeah. And people were into it, really, really into it. It's like, I don't care.
Princess Charlotte? Nope. Sorry. All my fucks have been given.
I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
That's the daughter. That's Louis' sister.
Oh.
Yep. And as long as that Louis kid doesn't get his grandfather's ears, I think he'll be fine. He'll get through it.
I think the nose, though, is hereditary. I don't think there's any escaping that nose.
Okay, Ronnie, it's time for our final segment as we wrap up the hour. It's which one of us is lying. Now, both of us are going to tell a relatively short story, and then we will count on you, our viewers, to determine which one of us is lying. And I just want to make sure I have pants on. You know, when you're secluded at home and you have a studio in the garage, you just come out there in your underwear. So, all right, Ronnie,
You won Rochambeau.
I did.
So you can either go first or defer.
I'm going to go first.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a really condensed story, Ron, okay?
Okay. All right.
Normally, most kids start work at the age of 15 and a half. Due to several reasons, I was allowed to start working at 14. And I got a job at a place here it's legendary here in Sacramento, but also it was around the world. I got a job at Tower Records. Are any of you familiar with this? And my first position was loading and unloading albums to be delivered and stocked in the stores. From that, I went to stocking the shelves. From that, I went to cashier. Keep this in mind. I'm 14. Then I went to cashier. Then, when I was 17, I got promoted to store manager. After that, I got promoted to area rep for all music for Sacramento when I was 17 years old at Tower Records and Books. And I was the youngest person to ever have done that, and I'm pretty proud of it, Ron.
And Russ Solomon was the owner.
Russ and I were very tight.
In fact, I did a little, he had a birthday. I'm sorry, I take that back. He had an art show at his house. He lived over in Arden Park. He had an amazing bitchin' house in Arden Park. And so I was there. I worked security for him. Nicest guy. He's got so many different things going on in his house, and he brought me out a plate of food. I was just his security dude, and he brought me out. He could have had somebody else do it, but he brought me out a plate of food. Like, wow, that
was the kind of company. That was the kind of company it was, man. It was like a family, and everybody cared. Again, I miss those days. All right, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Ronnie, you're up.
Okay. I don't even remember what year it was, but I remember I had my black Chevy truck. It was a 1975 Chevy truck, and it had a 454. And it could pass anything on the road but a gas station.
Right.
It got terrible gas mileage, but holy crap, it was fast. And one night I was coming home from Savings Center. I was on Marconi, and I was at the intersection of Marconi and Eastern. And right beside me was a Mustang that had obviously had some work done to it. It was loud.
Souped up.
It was souped up. It was a souped up jalopy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could tell he was kind of doing the thing where, you put your foot on the brake and the gas at the same time, and the car raises up a little bit. And I could see that as soon as this light turns green, he's going to hit it. Yep. And so I'm like, I'm game. So we did. We probably got up to about 70 miles an hour. And that doesn't take very long. That takes, 4 seconds maybe. And then in my rear view mirror,
oh no,
I see a car weaving through cars behind us. And I'm like, well, this is it. Here's, highway patrol or someone.
Ticket number 17 for Ron.
Yep. Here it comes again. And sure enough, red lights came on, and I pulled immediately over to the side. And I was at this time, I was up to almost Mission. I was just this side of Mission Avenue on a street called Rendale. And Rendale makes kind of an awkward corner. It makes about I don't know, about 120-degree right-hand turn instead of a 90. It's a very awkward corner. And so I pulled in there and I just waited. And the Mustang, he nailed it and he was gone. So I'm like, okay, well, hopefully they just follow the Mustang. Well, no. And it was a sheriff's car. And the sheriff's car went to they thought maybe I turned on mission. And so they went to make that corner and then saw me parked over here. My lights were on and everything. I was not trying to hide. I wasn't trying to run. And they went past Rendale. And then he went to back up and swing it around. And there was a little drainage ditch on Marconi right there. And he got two of his tires stuck in that drainage ditch. And I see the car rocking back and forth and he's stuck. I'm like, well, I guess he's not coming after me. I put it in drive and I drove. I was actually headed to my apartment. I lived right there at Marconi and Mission. I'm like, well, I'm not going there. I went back to my mom's house, parked my truck, put my car cover over it, and walked back to my apartment.
Put the car cover over it.
Yep. And walked back to my apartment. And it was probably a good, that's 2.5 miles.
Okay, so there's Ronnie's story and my story. Now, before we get out of here, we need you to vote. This is the last thing we're going to do today. Which one of us is lying? Ronnie told you the story of how he got out of a ticket for racing because a sheriff's patrol car got stuck in a ditch and he was able to just drive away. And my story is one of my favorite jobs was one of my first, and it was working for Tower Records and Russ Solomon and the family of people there. So now, who is lying and who is telling the truth? Jason says Lou is lying. Melanie says Lou is lying. Anon. Tough one. Lou lying. Ronnie is lying, says Rapala67.
Okay.
Gay Del Con says, if you weren't a liar, Lou. Matt McGrew says Lou is telling the truth, so Ronnie is lying. Sasha Dent says Ronnie is lying. Rick Clemenson says Ronnie is lying. Randy Brazil says, I've never heard Lou talk about Tower Records.
Okay.
Indicating that he suggests that I am lying.
Yeah.
Do we have a few more votes before we do the reveal?
That looks like it's kind of ground to a halt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Otis says we're both lying.
Charles Clement.
That's not how it works.
Charles Clement says, I really thought Lou played in the NFL. But
you were a long snapper for one game, wasn't
I was,
it?
Yeah. But he's telling the truth this time. All right.
And Jason says he really wants my story to be true.
I can see why, because you're a cop. Yeah. That's funny that, with all the mischief and shenanigans you pulled as a teenager, especially with that V8 Vega.
Yeah.
Honestly, answer this question, Ronnie. How many tickets did you actually get? Do you recall?
I had 21 tickets.
21 tickets. Okay.
Yeah. Not all of them were in Vega, though.
No.
Most of them, not all.
I think growing up, I had 3. So,
no, man, I had me some tickets.
Yeah. All right. It's time for the big reveal. Otis says Lou is lying. Will the real... that doesn't work. Will the person who's telling the truth please stand up? Ronnie is telling the truth. I never worked for Tower Records.
And you want to know the really quirky part about this story?
Sure.
So I'm going through the Sheriff's Academy, and this has got to be probably 3 years later. And I'm in there with one of my best buddies, Grant. And what they do is they bring in deputies to the academy, and they teach a certain block of training. And so they had a deputy in there, and he's famous in our department. And he starts talking about pursuit driving, and what have you. And he tells the story about he was chasing a car. Two vehicles were racing, and his car got stuck in a ditch, and the black truck drove away. And my buddy, we were sitting on opposite sides of the academy class. I looked at him, and he looked at me, and his eyes were like this big.
They were talking about you.
That's you. You drove away from Ron Cole. His name was Ron Cole.
I know that name. Yeah.
And he carried a 45, and it was chrome plated, and it had like ivory handle. So he was nice. a little bit full of himself.
Yeah.
But he told the frickin' story. I'm like, that's unreal. And I had not driven. I had a couple different cars. I've always had more than one car. But I used to drive my black truck to the academy, but I didn't drive it that night. So it's not like he could look in the parking lot and go, that's the truck. He just happened to want to tell that story, and it was about me.
How ironic.
My face must have been beet red while he was telling that story. He probably realized, I bet that's the guy right there.
I bet you're right. All right, so that's going to wrap up our time with you for Sunday Morning Mass. We hope that you've had a really good time. We do this every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and that would be noon Eastern, or 11 Eastern, and 10 Central. Our thanks and happy birthday going to Sasha.
Sasha, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy 25th birthday to you. And also thanks to Jason. We got him up early.
Yeah,
and he helped us get on the air. I almost had it, but
you're so close.
I know. Hopefully. All right. So once again, the Men Are So Smart merch. It's available right now. You can make a purchase right now and get it shipped to you tomorrow. Well, I mean, it'll be put in the mail to you tomorrow. You can get our T-shirts. Ronnie, we have gray, white, and black. And we have them in all sizes. And all T-shirts are just $19.99.
And that's delivered at that price.
Right. It's free delivery to you anywhere in the USA. I got to say that. We found out that the shipping cost to ship to Canada, I think I might have said this last week, is $7.50 in addition.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, if you really want to pay that, I understand. I can make it happen. But
yeah,
that's a tough one. So they're $19.99 for the T-shirts, and we have hoodies. We have them with a zipper and without. We have them for women in a gray with a pink logo or black with a pink logo. And we have various colors for men in all sizes as well. And the hoodies are $39.99. I will tell you, all you gotta do, is go to the description below here, okay? And right there, you're going to find a link to the PayPal account for Dustin, who is Lou and Ronnie Fan 500. And there you want to put your name, your mailing address, what color, what size, whatever information. You can put it there and place your order today. Doesn't take long at all. And those are $39.99 for the sweatshirts. Now, while you're down there in the description, please notice that maybe you haven't subscribed to our channel. Ronnie, why?
In this day and age, I have no idea. What else are you going to do? You're stuck at home.
Right.
Yeah.
We're pouring out the quality content here for you.
Well, we've got, what do we have, 500 shows that you can choose from?
519 shows.
Yeah.
And you can see the evolution of the show to this point. We started in a warehouse, a boat warehouse.
We did the first couple shows inside a boat. Yeah.
Who knew?
Well, and since you got nothing to do, you might as well binge watch all 519 shows.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I would too. That should take you about till 2021. And maybe maybe the stay-at-home proclamation will be lifted by then.
Oh my God, I hope so.
Me too. We got to get this economy going. All right,
Yeah.
I think that's all we got, Ron. Anything else that you want to interject at this point that I've forgotten?
Boy, I'm good. I think I'm out.
We hope that you have a great Sunday. Are there any exceptions to the schedules coming up, Ronnie? With
none that I can see, none so far. I have my schedule for the month of May, and there are no Sundays yet.
So we will be on Sunday for the next couple of weeks for sure. Tell your friends, share it on social media, subscribe to our channel, give it a like too. And we're very good about comments. When you make comments on the video, even the live show, we get notifications on those, and we would like to get back to you. If you notice that you send an email to our email addresses and you don't get a response right away, I'm on that. I'll get it fixed. Yeah. And when it is fixed, we'll get those emails and we will reply. But for now, comment below, okay? All right, Ronnie, I'm going to untie my boat here from the dock. And I know
I'm going to go cut this. I'm going to cut this beard off.
Oh, no.
No, one more week.
All right. This has been Men Are So Smart. I'm Lou Gallagher.
I am Corvette Beard Ronnie.
And we'll see you next time on Men Are So Smart. Bye-bye.